Hello everyone. I'm here to introduce another series of the new game I created called Word Plus Value. Now, the Word Plus Value game is a card game that consists of many different cards that are separated. It can consist and play with 1 to 4 players. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes to play. It's a little small box with cards that are separated, and one pack is pictures and words that are to be identified for all players to see. And the other pack is the A plus V cards that are letter value cards with information on them that pertains to the picture or word card. And only thing that's needed for players to have is a pencil and paper to keep their score. In keeping score, once the sight word is displayed, all players should write the word down, because once the player picks a AV card that is needed to spell out the word, they receive those value points. The card that they pick that is not needed, which is considered the discard, would be placed next to them. Now, the object of the game is to spell out the word, and the winner who receives the least value will become the winner. The game is really fun. It's a learning tool. As everybody knows now, it is definitely inspired by Scrabble, but these are words that can be used for any word game, along with teaching kids and anyone who just want to play and increase their vocabulary and math skills. I'm tickled with all these different games, so let's get started. And as I always do, I'm just going to do a little quick preview of how to play the game so people can get to know word plus value games. Here we go. Player 1 would draw from the sight card and see that it's a square needed. So that would be placed up top. Everyone would write down square. For the 2 players, just make sure they keep their score properly, and then the game would start. Player 1 would draw and see that it's an E needed. Not needed, sorry, because this is a triangle, and what we are looking for is a what? Square. So we're teaching people their different shapes and how to spell the different shapes, even in each individual A plus V card that they draw. So player 1 is not needing that, so that would be considered a discard and go place next to them. Player 2 would draw C for circle. Once again, not needed because we're looking for a square. Player 2 would place that next to them. Player 1 would pick up the R that is needed for square, and they would mark that off and receive a 1 number value. Place it at the top for all players to see. Player 2 drew the E with a 1 value next to it, and you see it's needed to spell the word square. SQUARE, square, in letter. And player 2 would mark that E off as 1 point. Player 1, square, once again, needed for the Q in square. Player 1 would mark that off and receive the 10 points. Player 2, S. S is needed for the S in square. Given a sample, again, each individual card. I really believe in visual repetition. It's just so important. If people see it, kids definitely, they will pick up things and learn it. So player 2 will receive that 1 point for S. Mark it off. Player 1 would draw. Rectangle, T, not needed. Place to the side. A for square, needed. Player 2 will receive that 1 point. Mark it off. Player 1. And the U. Needed. Because we need SQUARE to spell it, which is what, 6 cards. Another thing that I could, another learning tool. Spell it, just put them all out there. And player 2, oh no, I'm sorry, 1 would receive that U in 1 value. Now, after this word is spelled out, everyone gets to see how to spell the word, see it again, and a sample of it, along with the value score for that word. And this is square. Excellent word to spell for any word game because of that Q and the S and the R. I mean, there's just so many things. So what is that total for square? It would be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 points for square. And as anyone knows who play word games, using that S and that R and even that E, oh, you could get even more points. So that's an excellent word. Now, in regards to the word plus value, to find out who the winner is, what we do is add up our scores. So player 1 identified the Q, the U, and the R, giving them 12 points. Player 2 identified the S, the A, and the E, giving them 3 points. But player 1 had to discard 2 cards that they drew with a value of 2. They would add that 2 to the 12, giving them 14. Player 1 drew a C for circle with a value of 3. They would add that 3 to the 3 they had identified, giving them 6. So, in that round, player 2 would be the winner because they received the least value number for that round. And because there are so many cards, you can play as a round or you can play as rounds. If you play it as rounds, all players would just add up each round at the end of the game, and the end of the game is when all cards are completed. Add up all the rounds, and once again, the player with the least value would become the winner. Now, in case there are any tie scores within the rounds are playing, the players must draw from the A plus V card. And that player that draws the highest value A plus V card becomes the winner. See how easy the game is? It's a little small box, but a powerful learning tool for many different subjects that I've come up with that are already out there, but just a way to teach kids and anyone who just loves to do word games. I hope everyone look me up on Eastday at Word Value Games or shoot me an email. I look forward to hearing from everybody. I pray this is the next game that everyone begins to play because, once again, it is a learning tool for certain topics, but it also teaches people word value and new words while, enhancing that vocabulary and math skills. Thank you all very much. You'll know another one will be coming.